Why are you here, Raiden?
I need you to help me.
I am an assassin. What could you possibly need from me?
To help me find them. Time is running out.
Find them? Find who?
We need fighters. We need to find the one.
We, huh?
We're all in this together, whether you like it or not.
Then what is it you want with me?
Fight for me.
Gentlemen, the time has come once again to discuss things.
Test your might. Test your might. Test your might. Test your might.
Oh well, you ready to go and get started? Alright, hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Geeky Gentlemen. My name is Ian, but you can call me Sid Part 2 if you would like to. And I'm joined today by who?
Ya boy, Rasco.
Indeed. Rasco, what are we here to do today?
We're here to talk about Mortal Kombat The One fan film.
Is it the one? I thought it was called The Chosen One.
It might be The Chosen One. I'm sorry.
Well, it's weird because like the YouTube channel is called The One, and like the series apparently is called The One, but the title of the video is The Chosen One. Yes, The Chosen One. And that's like kind of confusing. I don't know. Titling is hard, I guess. Alright, so my go-to question is kind of what made you want to pick this one?
I didn't really know what to pick for the for what we would review this week. I was thinking really hard. Nothing was jumping out at me that I was really interested to see a fan film of. So I was like, you know what? Mortal Kombat. You know, anytime anyone ever talks about Mortal Kombat, they're talking about like fan projects. They almost always go to like the Machinima Mortal Kombat. Whatever that was called, series. And we already did that, so I was like, you know what, there's got to be some other Mortal Kombat stuff out there. And I was just looking through some Mortal Kombat fan films, and I clicked on this one, and it just looked so good right off the bat, just visually, and I was like, this looks good. Let's pick this.
Gotcha. And yeah, I agree. It is really well shot, especially their fight scenes. And there's a lot of production value to this because it doesn't make any damn sense, but man, that Sub-Zero outfit is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man, that Sub-Zero outfit is so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But yeah, I agree. I was really blown away by the visuals and the way it was shot. I mean, that kick that Liu Kang does when he's first introduced is really cool. The fight scene with Liu Kang and Sub-Zero is really cool. And this is not one of those fan films that like is just a scene. It does appear to be building a story. The problem is that this came out in 2015 and there hasn't been anything else from these people.
Interesting. I didn't even notice when this came out.
Like, if you go to the video, like, right away, you'll get some annotations that say, we're planning a Kickstarter or something for this, stay tuned. I don't know when those annotations were added. It says, Kickstarter campaign coming soon for a true action-packed continuance. New characters to be included. I don't know how to say those names. But, like, it's a long time to wait. 2 years. I don't know. I find that odd.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is still active or what's going on.
Yeah, that's
because
really
there's no link for a Kickstarter.
Yeah, that's strange.
So that does kind of undercut it. It builds up what could be a really interesting story. I'm certainly fascinated, but like, it's not going anywhere from the looks of it. It looks like it just kind of petered out, and maybe they didn't capitalize on their success early enough. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows what happened.
Well, it's interesting just looking at like the analytics on this, because it's got like 11,000 views, which, I mean, not to like toot my own horn or anything, but I've got episodes of Geeky Gentleman with more views than that. Admittedly, most of the episodes like that are people that think it's the full movie, but still, I do have people who legitimately have watched. I have a number of people who have watched Geeky Gentleman episodes that are like in that view count. But like, they got 11,000 views and 400 subscribers, so like, I don't know what kind of project they were thinking to get off the ground.
It's weird. I've seen... Okay, this is really strange to me. Something is not adding up here, because I've seen other... We've talked about fan films on here before that are nowhere near the level of quality that this is, that have like 70,000 plus views just because it's a fan film of a popular, IP. Why does this not have more views? Like, I don't believe that this only has 11,000 views.
I don't know, man. Like, occasionally we get those fan films that are, like, reposted, but I can check real quick. RTAL.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Kombat.
the description, it's got, like, the cast with the cast's real names. It's got a link to the Vimeo. So I don't think that this is a case of someone stealing a fan film and re-uploading it, but, like, how does... What is going on? Like, I don't understand. I've never... Like, I don't think that we've reviewed a fan project anywhere close to this quality that didn't have more views than this.
Yeah, it is really weird. We've definitely reviewed fan films that were like lower recognized and stuff, but not of this quality. You're right, and that's crazy, because I definitely would like to see more from this. But again, it's been 2 years, and they haven't even released like a link for a Kickstarter. Like, I could see if a Kickstarter was posted and it didn't succeed, but from what I can tell, I'm just not seeing any kind of I'm not seeing anything from like the creators or anything that says there was a Kickstarter for it. And honestly, just story-wise, I feel like this has more promise than Mortal Kombat Legends or whatever that was.
Yeah, I don't remember what that was called.
Legacy.
Okay.
Like, we watched Legacy, and it had some really cool ideas and a neat direction and tone, but by the end of that series, and that got canceled too, by the end of that series, it really lost its footing and kind of became like, I don't know how to put it, kind of became a bit lost and just hard to follow and muddied. This didn't look like it was going to have that problem. It looked like it had a very clear vision of what it wanted to be.
Yeah.
And so I would like to see this more than I'd like to see a continuation of Legacy at this point.
I agree, absolutely. It's weird because I always think like Mortal Kombat is because we've had Mortal Kombat movies, and the first Mortal Kombat's kind of a guilty pleasure for a lot of people, but I just feel like Mortal Kombat is so easy to translate to movie, like to movie form for me. I don't know, like it just seems like that is a go-to. And when I see things like this, I'm like, yes, this is kind of exactly what you would expect Mortal Kombat to look like if it were to be picked up by like a studio and they just rebooted the films. Like this is what I would expect it to look like to some degree.
Yeah, and I mean this has a similar, not quite as bleak a tone as Rebirth and Legacy did, but it's got like that really kind of gritty feel to it, and it works.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened here, and that's unfortunate because again I quite liked it. So let's talk a little bit more about the fan film itself, though. Yeah, this is shot excellently, and importantly, and I always say this, importantly, the people in it that are fighting clearly know how to fight.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, if you're going to do a Mortal Kombat fan film, that should be top of your list.
Yeah.
I don't want to see the sit in a room and talk Mortal Kombat fan film. Scorpion and Sub-Zero sit there and talk out their differences.
Scorpion and Sub-Zero, one-on-one.
Oh, man. But no, you're right. This does, like, just, it looks really good, and it's a really interesting choice because of that. I guess, what was your, like, standout moment from it?
I think that the scene that I saw when I clicked on the video was the scene where Liu Kang is like training, and it's in like the lighting is like all blue and red in that one scene, and I was like, that looks so beautiful. I clicked on it after that, and so today was the first time I watched it, and that scene is beautiful just looking, but I think my favorite part is actually just the very beginning of this fan film. Just where you have Sub-Zero and he's just kind of sitting there, and the guy's like, that's my spot, and he just kind of kills the guy. I really like that.
That is like a really shocking opening, particularly because I didn't realize that was supposed to be Sub-Zero quite yet. Mm-hmm. I mean, in retrospect, it was kind of obvious, blue shirt, whatever.
Yeah.
But I didn't quite pick up that was Sub-Zero until, quite a while into it, because I don't know Sub-Zero's, like, character name. But, like, that was really shocking to see, just, like, because I thought it was Liu Kang.
Yeah, I thought it was Liu Kang,
shit. This is a really fucked up Liu Kang.
Yeah.
But no, that totally fits Sub-Zero. Just cold as ice, doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I like that. That was a neat characterization.
I love where they chose to shoot that scene too, because it looks like they're in just like, that's obviously they're just in a really kind of like rundown-ish area of the city with graffiti and everything everywhere. It looks great. It looks like the movie 8 Mile to me. Like, it just looks really good. Yeah,
and then when Raiden shows up, like, he doesn't magically teleport in. They don't do any effects until much later in this fan film. When he shows up and just, like, he looks so out of place in that suit and tie and everything.
Yeah.
And it's kind of perfect. And, like, I'll say that he's probably the weakest actor in this, which is saying something since he's the only one that doesn't throw a punch. Usually the guys that are there just to fight aren't very good actors, but I feel the people that fought in this did a pretty good job. When Raiden shows up, like, that dude just looks like Raiden. Like, that's how I would picture, kind of like a modern day Raiden.
And yeah, the suit with the blue tie, that's really perfect. I mean, that's exactly what you would expect to see him look like when he's just kind of in, like, this, it works totally for this, where he's just in a city, wear a suit and a cool blue tie. It just looks perfect, I think.
I would say the only thing I would have liked is if the tie were silver, but that's such a small little thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know why, I just think silver fits Raiden a little bit more. Maybe it's the hair. It's weird, because that actor, I think he's the weakest part. You can just tell he's doing line reads, but he's a pretty good physical performer. He's got a very expressive face. Like, there's that brief shot of him during the Liu Kang Sub-Zero fight where, like, Sub-Zero looks over to Raiden and Raiden just kind of, like, perks up his eyebrows. And like that was just a really good moment, and like his facial expression, and everything was very believable right there. So I really liked that. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
For me, the scene that sticks out the most is just like, wow, that's really cool. Is again that when Liu Kang is training with. Is that supposed to be a character? It's hard to tell.
I don't know enough about Mortal Kombat to know who that character is supposed to be. If you look in the description, the characters are Liu Kang, Sub-Zero, Raiden, Kai, Stryker. So he's either Stryker or Kai, and I'm not familiar with those characters. So
Stryker's the dude that's with Sub-Zero and Raiden, because they talk about him like he's a police officer or something.
okay, yeah, no, that's actually that he's a Mortal Kombat X. So yeah, never mind. I actually know who Stryker is now.
Okay, I don't know who Kai is, but I'm assuming he's an actual character, so that was kind of cool. But just that moment where Liu Kang and Kai are training, and Liu Kang does the fucking kick, that they slow it down. It's clearly just to show off, yeah, we actually know what we're doing.
Yeah, it looks perfect.
Yeah, there's even like a little bit of dust that comes off the gloves real quick before the shot cuts and we get back to normal motion. But man, that looks cool.
Yeah, it looks freaking great.
I like when people in a fight scene actually know how to fight and they just show that off. It's like, hey, look, here's a kick with no wires.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's one of those things where just like, I imagine this is like a project that you could only really make this good if you just kind of had all of the pieces come together outside of the project in almost this like fateful way. Like you had to get these people that decided, you know what, I can fight, and I'm willing to do this Mortal Kombat fan film. And like, I don't know how it came together, who knew who before they decided to make this project, but it really works because like on every front they've got what's required. They've got the fighters, they can also act. It just works perfectly.
Yep. Yeah, like again, I was really surprised that, Liu Kang, Sub-Zero could actually act, because normally the weakest actors in fan films are the guys there that do the coolest stuff on film, right? And it's weird. We've talked about two fan films, not back to back, but kind of close together. Between this and the Harley fan film, these people know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Which is really impressive. I don't know if I told you, but we did get a comment from the creators of the Harley fan film on that one.
Oh, I think I saw it.
Yeah. We also heard back from the King Kong fiction writer.
Didn't know about that, but
oh yeah, we'll talk about that more off recording. But just the people behind this clearly know what they're doing, which is again why I just really want to see more, because as cool as Mortal Kombat Rebirth was and Legacy, Jerry Ryan's a pretty good actress, but she's not a great fighter, and she did some good stunt work in there, but I could tell that they were doing a lot of cutting with her and whatnot. I didn't feel that way with this. This just all felt very, very genuine.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. The guys are probably a little young, Liu Kang and Sub-Zero, but at the same time, it works in a way here that it doesn't necessarily with someone like Batman or Superman when they're super young actors.
Mm-hmm.
Just because when you're a fighter, your youth is a plus.
Yeah.
A lot of the time.
Yeah.
Just with any athlete, the younger you are, if you're skilled, then that is just on your side.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know. I thought that stuff really, really worked.
Yeah, I thought the other thing that was really impressive was some of the effects that they used for like Sub-Zero and Raiden at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
I thought those looked really good.
I thought the brief exchange that Sub-Zero and Raiden have looked really good. I don't think Raiden's eyes looked very good. It looked a little flat. It looked like they just straight up masked them out and then had like a background. It didn't look like they really layered the effect in nicely. It just looked a little like it was cut out, and that as opposed to like his eyes were naturally getting that way. Because anything else that's the kind of shot where you do a close-up on the eyes and see them change over like that, as opposed to doing it from a distance.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I thought that looked kind of weird. But yeah, I like the way that Sub-Zero's energy collected, because it had that like snow forming kind of look to it,
yeah,
which I really enjoyed.
Yeah, it did. It was really cool.
Yeah, and that's just the thing is that you can say about this is that was cool, this was cool. You remember this thing? This was cool too.
Yeah.
So what's something about it that wasn't cool, Rasco?
I don't know. It's all so cool.
Well, like I talked about Raiden's acting. Anything else stand out as like any kind of negative to you?
I honestly, I can't really think of something right now. I'm honestly struggling to think of something I didn't think was pretty cool. I don't know. Like, there's just a lot of things about this. I really enjoy things that are set in a really kind of like grimy, just kind of run down setting. One of my favorite movies is 8 Mile. One of my favorite reasons is I just love being in Detroit, where it's all run down and grimy and just terrible looking. And I just love how this had so much of that. I mean, obviously this is like in New York, but they are in these areas that are just clearly real areas that they went to film. I just think that's so cool. I don't know. There's not a whole lot that I really noticed that I can like say I didn't like, honestly.
No, that's fair. I mean, if you don't have anything to complain about, you don't have anything to complain about, right? That is a success. I'll say, I guess this is something we can talk about just more generally, but it does apply to this. I feel like unless you know for a fact you can continue your series regardless of financial support, you shouldn't start a fan series or a fan film or fan series otherwise. Like, you shouldn't start a fan series with the intention of, we only have enough to do this one episode, but we know we can go, or we've got a great story if we can just get the backing. I don't feel like fan projects are the way to go for that. Because this is a similar thing to what the Harley fan film's going through. Their Kickstarter was unsuccessful, but just on a story level, that fan film doesn't really mean anything without a continuation. Same here. This doesn't really mean anything or go anywhere without a continuation, which looks like it may never happen.
Right. It's a risk, because I kind of disagree in the sense that this is kind of how all TV shows get made, right? It's like you make the pilot and it's either picked up or it's not. So in that sense, the only difference is that we get to see the pilot of the show that was never picked up. They're like, apparently, like, there's like a Blue Beetle pilot somewhere that I've never seen that exists for a show that never got made. I assume,
was it the Smallville spinoff, or is it like classic Blue Beetle?
I don't know if it was a spinoff or not, but I know that's why, as far as I'm aware, that is why Blue Beetle has not been introduced in the CW shows, is because of that failed pilot, and that failed pilot is also why Blue Beetle was not in Justice League Unlimited.
Huh. Interesting.
But like, so there are pilots out there for shows that I would love to see the pilot for that we'll never get to see because the show wasn't picked up. So in one sense, I kind of appreciate that we get to kind of see them take a risk, and can we make this a thing? It doesn't happen, but I got to see the pilot. At the same time, you could have taken the same budget, the same resources you have, and created just like a piece on its own that doesn't need anything else. And it could have, from that point on, you run the risk of, at that point, it gets a huge following, people want more, and now you have to make more for something that was originally intended to just be like its own piece. Mm-hmm. It's an interesting risk reward kind of situation where I can't really hold it against them because I know that if you really want to make a Mortal Kombat series and you think you can and you can make something this good, I'm like I said, I don't know how this doesn't have more than 11,000 views. I'm truly shocked that this doesn't have like upwards of 100,000 views. I've seen terrible fan films that we haven't even talked about on this show that have upwards of like 200,000 views. I'm shocked. And I've seen like just short films that are like original short films that also have upwards of like 200,000 views that are terrible on a story level, whereas something like this is just competent all the way around. I don't understand how it only has 11,000 views. What happened here? Did YouTube like purposefully sabotage this?
I don't know, man. It's weird. Sometimes it's just really hard to get noticed. And, you know, you talked about the Rain fan film, how you really liked that it had, you know, its own channel, a channel dedicated to the fan film. I don't think that's a good idea to do. Back, you know, this is a little off topic, but I'll talk about it briefly. Back when we were first starting to do Geeky Gentlemen, Milan and Bill and I, we discussed, since it was initially never planned to do episodes without us, it was discussed, should we just make it its own channel? And I was like, no, that's stupid. All we're going to do is cut any audience we have in half. I feel like when you start a channel and you ask someone to go somewhere else and check it out on this channel, I'm like, you're going to lose viewers because it's just making more work for your audience. I never understand the drive behind creating separate channels for things. Maybe these people don't have a YouTube channel, or maybe no one person wants to take all the spotlight for it. Fair enough, but just creating its own channel, you lose viewership. Like, if you look at this, there's the top comment says, I was sent here by so-and-so, and it's like some YouTuber who did a reaction video to it. And you can look in the related videos, at least for me, and you can see that reaction video. The reaction video has more views than this fan film.
Wow.
Like,
how does
not
that happen?
just
How do
slightly
people...
more. Not just slightly more, like over double. This reaction video has, let me look it up here, 37,599 views as of this recording. So it has, yeah, literally 300% more views.
Wow. Like, how do people go and watch a reaction video to this without going to watch this? What?
I don't know, man.
Is it possible that, like, maybe YouTube a while back when they did one of their stupid copyright updates where they changed their, like, copyright procedures, maybe they, like, flagged it and it got taken down and then they had to re-upload it or something, and maybe it has a bunch of views that we're just not seeing because it's only managed to garner 11,000 since? I don't think that's the case.
It's on Vimeo. So, okay, the Vimeo version... Vimeo, whatever, I don't give a fuck. No way. No fucking way. Oh my god, Rasko, the Vimeo, what the fuck ever, has 784 views.
What?
And this is the one that's in higher quality.
Oh, man, it looks really good.
That's crazy, yeah. Yeah, that is just absolutely crazy. And I don't know, man. I don't know what keeps this thing from taking off. I really want it to, but at this late stage of the game, 2 years after making it, you know, okay, something like this probably took at least, 3 months to hobble together, right? Just to shoot and then edit as well as it is, and I'm willing to bet there's probably some sound design done in post, to dub in voices. So you got to think at least 3 to 6 months, if not a year.
Yeah.
So let's say it was started in 2014, finished and posted like a day later. It was finished on August 25th and posted August 26th of 2015. We're talking 2 to 3 years from original shooting for the people that were involved in this. They've gone on to do something else.
I hope they have.
That's just like, like, even if they're not acting in film or whatever they're doing, they're probably not available to shoot this anymore. You just gotta strike while the iron's hot, man. There's no way that this can, like, it would have to explode in popularity for it to be able to fundraise for more episodes, get the people back, and then shoot. You know, there's just no way it's coming back. And, like, I hate to be a doubter. If the people that made it are watching it, you know, I wish you all the best. You're clearly capable of making some good quality work. But I feel like that this one has missed the train.
You know, I don't think that we're likely to see a revival. I hope that everybody who was involved in this found work in the film industry or something like that, because, I mean, this is just... I don't know. I just don't know how somebody... If you had pull in the film industry and you saw this, it just seems like something that you would immediately want to, like, contact the people behind it and try to get them employed. Like, that's, like... It's really good.
Yeah, I agree. So I don't know, it's just one of those things where, like, it probably could have helped if it was posted on a channel that already had a little bit of traction. Because, like, Jabroni Pictures, and I guess I keep bringing up the Harley fan film because it's such a similar story, even though it's more new. Jabroni Pictures posted their Harley fan film on their channel. They are professionals in the industry doing fight choreography. So they've already got a following. They've already got connections. That's how they got it. So then it had a little bit of a kickstart in views just because, you know, they have a fan base already. And then it took off on its own once YouTube Analytics got a hold of it. I bet you this was posted and probably, you know, lingered in views for quite a while before it got anywhere near with what it's at.
I don't know. It's weird. Like, I've just seen so many fan projects, because I think that there is a surprisingly large amount of people that go on the internet and they're like, I like Mortal Kombat. Let's look up Mortal Kombat fan films. And, like, I would expect that the Mortal Kombat, for example, would be like, hold on. I typed in Mortal Kombat fan film on YouTube right now, right? Mm-hmm. You see the teaser for Mortal Kombat The One has 34,767 views.
Weird.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, even then, that's still pretty low.
Yeah,
for some of these fan projects.
Here's one: Mortal Kombat Scorpion vs. Noob Saibot. It's from 3 years ago. It's got 4. Wait, am I reading this right? It's got 4,365,964 views.
Yep. I don't know, dude. It's just how that happens.
Like, how does that happen? And this can't get a quarter of those views. Like, what is going on here?
I don't know. It's unfortunate because this is really high quality stuff. And, you know, it's funny because I know what I'm picking once we finish up here. And just the first episode of that has 632,000 views. And it's certainly entertaining. I'm not going to say that it's bad, but it's nowhere near the quality of this. So, that's unfortunate. You ready to go ahead and go on to ratings, Rasco?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go first. I'm going to give this 4.5 out of 5 eviction notices. Evicted from the YouTube fan film exploding views community.
I'm gonna give this. I'll also give this 4.5 broken homeless people necks out of 5.
Can I just say that girl that is in that scene at the very beginning? She is like a really good meth head actress.
Yeah, she was.
Like, I don't know if they just got a meth head and promised her like $20 to just be in this scene and act like herself real quick. But she sells that shit, man.
Yeah. Agreed.
She's like not overly shaking, but she's still got like the shakes. It looked good. All right, Rasco, I talked about this here and there, and I'm just gonna fucking do it because I can't think of anything else. So we're going to talk about Civilization parody videos. It's a series from a YouTube channel called Door Monster. They do a lot of sketch comedy stuff, and they've done a number of videos all about the video game series Civilization. Because I've been on a Civ kick lately, and even though they're not about the games that I play, this shit's hilarious. So, we'll see how this goes, because I'm sure you'll get none of the jokes. It'll just be me explaining why this is funny
It
in the
can't be
context of
any more
Civilization.
alienating than the Doctor Who Dalek Out of Time fan film. It cannot be more alienating than that.
Oh, it's definitely not. I feel like you'll get the general concepts more. You may just want to play or at least watch a Let's Play of a game of Civ.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that would be the proper context needed.
Okay.
Alright, everyone. Thanks very much for watching. Until next time, I'm the Philosopher.
I'm the beta male cuck.
And we are your Geeky Gentlemen. And we will be discussing things.